This is a story of how things have been going with Bren McGuire in recent years. Bren McGuire, for those of you who don't know, is a hero who first appeared in the hit video game series Turrican. Although his identity wasn't revealed until Turrican 2, he was still a famous hero, but now he has went under the radar and he's in debt. He will tell you all his story of how things have been going recently. Turrican Log, 7:58 p.m. Almost 25 years have passed since my adventures in Super Turrican 2. My conflict with the machine has been dormant for a long time, and my Turrican suit has been sitting in my shelf, collecting dust for centuries. I, Bren McGuire, the bioengineered mutant warrior hero, have not seen combat in a while. Things have been going sour for me lately. I had to get a job at the Bourbon Burger. Yeah, that's the Bourbon Burger, by the way. And yes, they do have multiple restaurants to pay off my insurance bills and fuel bills for my trusty ship out on Long. I was out of the game and out of popularity. I just hope someday I get featured in my own collection like the big guys, Mario, Sonic, Crash Bandicoot. Heyo! Still working at the Great Lakes Bourbon Burger? Well, you can keep working there, but I've got some great news for you, Mr. Bren McGuire, and you're gonna love it. Hey, make it quick, cause I have a date with Bobby Fletcher. Yeah, long story short, I traveled back in time with this human-female race car driver named Bobby Fletcher. And we enjoyed time traveling together. And yes, they put a time travel component in Avalon 1, and it's pretty wicked. Alright, what do you got for me, Mr. California Raisin? Well, you might have been living under a rock, but I've got some news for you. Some great news, in fact. There's gonna be a new game! A new game called Turrican Flashback! The first Turrican game released in 25 years. I mean, well, almost 26 years, but it's still technically 25 years. And there's news about the guys that's working on your game making a Super Mario Maker style Turrican game. And it's gonna be great for you. You're gonna go back there and go back to your former glory, Mr. McGuire, because you deserve it. No one knows your legacy more than Factor 5. And also, Chris Hulsbeck deserves more respect, because he's a great composer. Alright, so go up on there and get back into stardom. And go back into the glory days. Oh wow, that's great news. I not only get my own compilation, but I also get a Super Mario Maker style game. I haven't had this much excitement since 1995 AD. But just make sure that Bobbie doesn't hang out with that Jack Atlas creep. Because I don't want to see her hanging out with that card geek. Yeah. So, when do I come over, Mr. California Raisin? Well, actually, your Mercedes-Benz S-Class executive sedan is waiting for you in the parking lot. It's waiting for you outside. It's ready to pick you up. So go on and go back into stardom with Turrican. Oh, cool! And I probably still have enough time to go out with Bobbie. I'll go right now, and this is great news for me. I'm gonna go back into stardom, and this is gonna be great for Bobbie as well. If she knows I'm a famous person again, then she'll want to date me. Well, I mean, she's more likely to date me than how I am now. Still, this is great. Well, you know what to do. All you have to do is go inside your Mercedes, and I will drive you off to the Factor 5 headquarters if it's still around. This is definitely gonna be great news for you. You haven't had this much attention in a long, long time. And this prevents you from being another one of those decaying IPs like Jazz Jackrabbit. Oh, I miss the days when he was around. Alright, let's go and do the grapevine! Yeah, that's all I can sing, because we don't want this video to be taken down by a copyright claim. Sorry, guys. Alright, let's go and do the grapevine! Oh, hello there. So, what'd you all think of my pre-episode sketch? Yeah. I actually thought long and hard about it, and of course made it sort of similar to reality TV, where a person goes for a hellish life. I of course made it a sort of like a parody of those shows on MTV, you know, reality TV. There's not many good reality TV shows out there aside from Monster Garage. And be on the lookout for a commission where Bren McGuire, drawn in the Loud House art style, is going to hang out with Bobby Fletcher. So stay tuned of when that pic appears, okay? Alright, let's go on to the review. Alright, so, believe it or not, it has been almost 26 years since a new Turrican game has been released. 26 years! Yeah, that's like an eternity in the gaming world. The latest Turrican game up until now that was released was Super Turrican 2 on the Super Nintendo. And of course, that game is pretty much super expensive because it's such a rare game in where I live. And of course, there are also plans to make a 3D Turrican game, but that was cancelled. And there were also plans to make a game called Fornado. Yeah, a game that's similar to Turrican but doesn't use the Turrican name because, well, copyright issues. And that game also got the chop. Alright, so today I'm reviewing the long-awaited latest Turrican game, which is, well, a compilation of all the, nearly all the older Turrican games except minus Super Turrican 2. Turrican Flashback. Alright, so, yeah, people have been getting excited about the new Super Mario 3D World game with That's Giant Bowser, and of course the latest Hitman game. But one game that's been definitely flying under the radar is Turrican Flashback. And I'm so glad that a new Turrican game got released. And of course, oddly enough, the copy that I got this game is a PAL copy. It has the PEGI rating, PEGI 7 instead of the ESRB rated E for everyone 10 and up equivalent. And of course, I also got the Nintendo Switch version because that's the version I'm going to play on. It's also released on the PS4, but let's face it, not that many people out there still play on their PS4s nowadays. It's all about the PS5, and everyone's been going on about the PS5, and stock shortages are still a thing with the PS5 and Xbox Series X. That's besides the point, though. So, with the Nintendo Switch, you can either play it in the handheld mode, or you can play it with the dock. And the dock has an HDMI port. And would you know it, my DVD recorder has an HDMI port on the front. So, yeah. I'm actually excited to try that port out. I've never used it before. So, strap yourselves into Avalon 1 because this is going to be a real excitement. We are going to take a look at the latest installment in the Turrican series, Turrican Flashback. So yeah, I actually found out the hard way that the HDMI port on my Panasonic DVD recorder is not actually used to output stuff. Instead, it is used to hook the DVD recorder up to a TV that has an HDMI port. So that, you can get, higher quality recordings. Which is a pretty cool feature. So that means I'm going to have to get an AV to HDMI converter in order to record Switch footage. I'll let you know if I get one of those AV to HDMI converters. Anyways, let's go on to the review of Turrican Flashback, aka the long-awaited newest Turrican game. Alright, so we went to the title screen itself. It's a pretty cool artist rendering of Bren McGuire in the Turrican suit itself. And it's in black and white, which does give it some artistic vibes to it. Yeah, everything is in black and white except for the title. And you might actually be surprised to find out that Factor 5 is still around to this very day. Yeah, you all thought they went out of business, eh? Anyways, let's start. So, here's the thing about this game review. I'm not actually going to beat the games in order to review them, because that would take too long. Instead, I'm going to give you a first impression and only play the first levels. So, we're going to take a look at them and see which ones are the best. First up is the original Turrican game. The game that was very popular on the Amiga. And yeah, I'm still hoping I get an Amiga sometime. Even though I do have this game, I do want an Amiga. Because it would be cool to have one. Alright, let's go take a look at Turrican. Oh, and by the way, I used that soundbite as a notification sound on my phone before I changed it back to the usual Windows startup sound. Let's start. Yeah, it's got great music composed by Chris Hulsbeck himself. I hope this doesn't bring out a copyright claim. So yeah, here's what I think of the game. It's actually pretty good. Although, unlike Contra, you can't actually shoot up, but this game does take inspiration from Metroid and Oscar, and I don't think you can shoot up in Metroid. This does add a layer of challenge to the game. Oh, there's that power-up. You know, the laser power-up. Yeah, I've actually had some practice before reviewing the game. And it took me some tries in order to actually go up to the first boss. I didn't say it was going to be easy. Oh, watch out for the rocks. Yes, you can get health power-ups in the game, but they're pretty hard to come by, which, of course, does add an element of challenge. Yeah, it's not easy, but you'll feel rewarded when you do complete it. Oh, there's a disappearing block. Be careful this. Oh, shoot. Here's a cool feature. This game actually has save states. Just like the Nintendo Classic, the NES Classic, or the SNES Classic. So you save the state that you want, and, well, for example, I can save it to one slot, and of course, there you go. If I get hit, don't worry. I can load the states, and there you go. So it's sort of like an emulator. Which does make sense since this game is probably running via software emulation. Man, these Banshee enemies are tough. And they shoot fireballs. Again, I didn't say this game was gonna be easy. Yeah, first Turrican game, pretty challenging, but it's a challenge that's actually worth getting. It actually controls pretty nice as well. Although, because I'm playing it on the Switch controller, it does feel guilty that I'm not playing it with the Amiga keyboard. Oh no! Some mini-boss enemy, type enemy. Oh, shit. Yeah, be careful with these, though. Game over. Alright, so when you continue from the game itself, you actually have to start the whole level over again. Which does kind of suck. But hey, this is a an arcade style continue system after all. Alright, jump. Jump. So yeah, I'm gonna complete the first level. Oh, we got the spread power up. Anyone who's played Contra knows what it is. See, look, there's those health power-ups. They're not very, Oh, we got a bomb power-up. That's very rare. Indeed. Oh, and of course, you can also use the, Whoops. You can also use, like, the screen wipe power-up. Yeah, and of course, each weapon has a different effectiveness. The default weapon is not very much effective at firing against these Banshee enemies. And no, I didn't take the time to research and try to figure out what they're actually called. Because I wanted to rely on practicing for this review. So yeah, Turrican is sort of like Metroid meets Oscar. The best of both elements. Oh shoot, there's that... Oh man, we got blown to pieces. There's the exit, and there's a mini-boss enemy that we have to face against. Yeah, that guy wasn't actually supposed to appear in the... Yeah, he's a mini-boss. His strategy is pretty simple, just dodge the missiles. So yeah, we have to take out Bazooka Joe. And again, I didn't actually do some research and to try to look up of what he's actually called. This might take a while, because I don't have the spread power up. Alright, we made it to the exit. Now, let's face against the boss. Oh, I like that. Actually get ready for oh, there's an invincibility power-up. That's pretty cool. All games have to have an... Oh, be careful. So the strategy here is that make sure the hand of death doesn't crush you. Alright, so we defeated... Oh, and by the way, you can use a morph ball system like any other game. Wait, well, like, I mean, not like Metroid. You only get 2 morph balls. So yeah, this concludes Turrican the First. It's a pretty solid game, and if you don't have the money for an Amiga, this is definitely a game to pick up and play. Alright, on to Turrican 2. Alright, next up is Turrican 2. This game was actually released a year after the previous Turrican game. It was also released on the Amiga. Interesting fun fact. Turrican 3 is the only Amiga game in the series that... Well, the only game released on the Amiga in the series that hasn't been released in North America. The other 2 have. I guess that nobody cared about the Amiga by the time 1993 rolled around. Because everyone was into DOS compatibles and, of course, Macs. Which have some of the same hardware as Amigas. Oh, and by the way, Super Turrican 2 and Turrican 3, the Amiga version, are not in this collection. Those are the only 2 Turrican games that are not in this collection. And I honestly have no idea why they left them out, since Super Turrican 2 is really expensive, and more expensive than the first Super Turrican game. And Turrican 3 is probably going to be one of the most rare and expensive games out there, and this gives gamers a chance to play those 2 games, experience them without having to pay the hefty price tag. Alright, let's play some Turrican 2! The final fight. Oh, and it's crazy that it's called the final fight since, well, it's not the final game in the series. Turrican 3 would be released 2 years after this game. Yep, same two logos. Yeah, also it says 16-bit versions by Factor 5. I believe that there were also 8-bit versions that were released. Well, versions of Turrican and Turrican 2 on the Commodore 64. But most people probably got the Amiga versions instead, since who gave a toss about the Commodore 64 by 1991? Unless if you were one of those people that, of course, couldn't afford an Amiga and wanted to play some of the games on the Amiga. Oh, wrong button. So, yeah, this game actually has some improvements over the first Turrican game. For instance, you can jump on those Robo-Goombas, and they'll run away. Yeah, show those annoying enemies who's boss. Oh, and I also forgot to mention that these blocks act as, well, containers for power-ups and health packs and stuff. The health power-ups that you have to get. Oh, and by the way, each and every weapon is improved from the previous game, even the laser. But it still sucks, though, as most laser power items do in shooters like these. The best weapon to still get is the spread gun. Yeah, that's the screen clearing power-up. One of them. So yeah. Whoa. Has numerous improvements over the first Turrican game. It's more forgiving in difficulty for one thing, and that means that I can practice it less often. But it's still pretty challenging though. I wouldn't exactly call it an easy game. That's actually what makes it good though. If it was easy, then you wouldn't have had the satisfaction or reward to complete it. Playing a game that's just too easy is, well, it can be relaxing, it's just no fun at all. And it still has the morph ball system. Let's see if I could activate it. Oh, there it is. And it could also destroy some rocks that are in the way. Well, I think. Again, don't call me stupid because, well, I haven't done that much research before doing the video. This is, again, just the first impression of the game. So yeah, it's better than the first game. And I believe it's said to be like the best Turrican game in the series. Yeah, so way more forgiving in difficulty, but still pretty challenging. And this is also the first appearance of the guy in the Turrican suit, who would become the guy in the Turrican suit, Bren McGuire. I do feel like a rat in the maze, but, well, that's par for the course for Metroid as well, because Metroid and even Super Metroid made you feel like a rat in the maze, so you had to get some walkthroughs to help you. Yeah. Getting a walkthrough is pretty useful, because you do want to know where you can go. It's not linear. So, if you play this game, I would advise getting a walkthrough. Well, play this game for the first time. I would advise getting a walkthrough to get you through. Like, look up some issues in Amiga Power, or whatever kind of Amiga game you got that's lying around collecting dust. I mean, Amiga Magazine. Sorry about that. Yeah. So yeah, walkthrough is handy. Because the levels do make you feel like that you're a rat in a maze. And of course the time limit is back. You have to complete the level in a certain time period. Yeah, a certain time frame. You have to make sure you complete it as fast as possible. Oh, there it is. That's flies. Oh, there's a bee. It's not Twin Bee. Yeah, they are bee-tastic. Yeah, it's the only bee pun I can do in this video, because I don't want it to be full of bee puns. Oh, I might have lost another life. Alright, so... Oh, more of these enemies. We made it through, but it took us a while though. Uh-oh. The first boss. Look at that. It's a mech warrior. Wait. Looks like a Gundam, or one of those Valkyries from Macross. Oh, shoot. Jumps around like a, that earthquake thingy-majiggy in California Raisins. Well, yeah, pretty hard boss. I'm not exactly going to beat him because, well, this is just a first look at the game, a quick glance. Oh, and you can also enter in your name. Unlike the first game, you cannot continue from the start. So yeah, they made the continue system harder. Yeah, you can enter in your name. Yeah. Because, well, it's common for games to save your high score. Well, games like these. Alright, let's move on to Mega Turrican, also known as the Sega Genesis version of oh wait, that game was released after Super Turrican. Let's take a look at Super Turrican first. We're going to do the games in order. Next up is, well, the only Turrican game that I own a physical copy of. Well, for now. Super Turrican. Yeah, this is a Super Nintendo port of Turrican 3. And of course, for those of you who don't know, a lot of content was cut from Super Turrican in order to maximize cartridge space. That's also one of the most expensive Super Nintendo games that I got. I actually do own a copy of Super Turrican physical, although Super Turrican 2 is very expensive. Don't remember seeing the Factor 5 logo in my copy of Super Turrican. Probably because it's an NTSC copy. Yeah, it's got the same intro. Man, this would definitely predict the future of gaming as, well, intro cutscenes would become commonplace. But at least here, you can skip it as opposed to a lot of recent games nowadays having an unskippable intro cutscene. I mean, come on, I just want to play the game. So yeah, there's the machine. In my honest opinion, the machine in Turrican 2, even though I don't have the game, I've seen pictures on the internet, looks better than what he did in Super Turrican. Yeah, there's Bren McGuire in the Turrican suit. And I actually found out the hard way that, well, Turrican is not a cyborg like Robocop. It's actually a guy in a suit. Sort of like Samus Aran or Iron Man. Yeah, this is the game that I had the most practice on since, well, again, I do own a physical copy of it. Oh, wrong button. Let's play. Yeah. I've actually had quite a lot of practice with this game since, well, I do own a physical copy. This might be the director's cut, since, well, the actual retail version of Super Turrican had a lot of cut content. Power up. Oh, it has pretty cool wind effects. That's pretty neat for a SNES game. I'm actually better at this game than the other Turrican games since, well, again, I have played Super Turrican before. Except in my copy of Super Turrican, it doesn't have the Factor 5 logo. It has a logo of what the publisher is. Oh. Right. Be careful. Always climb your jumps. Oh, shoot. Yeah, you have to be careful there. Climb the jumps. Oh, shoot. Don't overshoot it. Undershoot it. Yeah. Alright, so yeah. It's not a linear style like the other Turrican games. We got another one of those guys there. Alright, so let's plan our route. The exit's this way. We made it! Now we're up to the first boss. Yeah, it's that giant metal hand again. Oh, it's also got some pretty cool zoom-in effects. Again, make sure it doesn't crush you. It also goes down. Yeah, so let's take out the giant metal hand of doom. Yeah, some pretty cool SNES effects going on here. Alright, that's pretty much it. So, what do I think of the game? Well, it's pretty good. I've played it before on an actual Super Nintendo console. I think it's one of the best games that you can get on the Super Nintendo. It's definitely one of the best shooters that the Super Nintendo has to offer, aside from Contra 3, the Alien Wars. It's not easy either, but that's a good thing. If it was easier, then it wouldn't have been as fun. Challenge is actually a good thing in games. Since you'll feel rewarded that you even completed it. I mean, when has challenge ever become a bad thing in games? You can't always play around with easy games all day, you know. Oh, and by the way, that's a reference to one of Matt J155's videos, the tracks that he wants to see in Gran Turismo 7. So, let's move on to Mega Turrican! Alright, so, moved on to Mega Turrican. And, this is actually a Sega Genesis port, also known as the Sega Mega Drive in Europe and Asia, of Turrican 3. Yeah. Let's go take a look at it. Factor 5. Yeah, in the North American version it would have been the Data East logo. Oh, and here's something cool. It actually has an intro sequence that's actually more accurate to the actual version of Turrican 3 on the Amiga. And the machine in Turrican 3 and Mega Turrican looks way cooler than the machine in Super Turrican. And it even has the same intro music as the Amiga version. Although, in my opinion, the Amiga version has, like, better intro music. It even has, like, anime-esque character styles for the characters, including Bren McGuire himself, the titular hero. Yeah, and there's the ship that contains the Turrican suits. Oh no, the machine is at it again. Oh, and by the way, the machine is a pretty cool character. It's kind of like if you mixed Galactus with the Terminator. Very awesome combination. Yeah, that would be indeed a very awesome combination. Galactusnator. Yeah. It's the best I can come up with in a time frame like this. There's Bren McGuire in the Turrican suit. Alright, Mega Turrican. Should have been called Genesis Turrican in North America. Yeah. Very different level design from Super Turrican. It's the start button that starts the game. Yeah. So yeah, it has very different level design from Super Turrican. And of course, it's pretty cool. Yeah, I so wish that I had Super Turrican on the Sega Genesis. Yes, this is pretty good for people who can't afford to buy the hefty price tag of Mega Turrican, but I still would love to get a copy of Mega Turrican on the Sega Genesis and prove to myself that I am worthy of being a Sega Genesis collector, because it is very expensive. In fact, probably even more expensive than Truxton. Oh! Yeah, there's some platforms there. Alright, so let's see. So yeah, a walkthrough might be pretty handy when you first play this game, so always bring a walkthrough with. Because it's not just a game that you can pick up and play. It's pretty involved, just like Super Metroid and any other Metroid games. Oh, wrong button. Yeah, you can actually steer yourself to jump. Use the wait, that's the button. Yeah. It's a pretty cool feature that is in the game. Yeah, there's an area that's blocked there. It's just an email notification. How do we get there? Let's see. Just trying to see if there's an alternate route that we can take. Okay. So, yeah, there's a platform there. But we can't exactly make it up that platform, though. This is very tricky. Nope. Let's see if we could, nope, we can't do that. Yeah, that button's actually a rewind button. I actually found that out the hard way. Yeah, if you use it and hold it on for a long time, you can rewind the game. Which is pretty cool. It does make it easier. Let's see, we're gonna try the morph ball. That doesn't work either. I might need to look up a walkthrough online for this, so bear with me. Alright, so I looked up a video online by someone who clearly has more time than I do, and guess what? There's a new ability in the game that I wasn't aware of. Watch. If you press the ZL button, or, well, whatever kind of button that you would have pressed in the original version of Mega Turrican, you would use the grappling hook, or as it's called, the plasma rope. And this actually helps get you through unreachable areas. So yeah, this has been the first time that this feature has been introduced. Yeah. Have to be careful of the firewalls. The evil killer firewalls. Yeah. This is actually the most accurate representation of Turrican 3 on the Amiga. And is actually more faithful to Turrican 3 than Super Turrican on the SNES. Yeah, we're taking down the giant worm thingamajiggy. Oh, and I also have something that's worth talking about. If you die in this game, you actually start where you left off, unlike previous Turrican games. Well, you spawn faster, is what I mean. Because if you die, you start right where you left off. That's pretty cool. A lot of other games, of course, have you die and then start the whole level over again. Oh, be careful. I beat this boss before. This giant worm. His movement is very similar to the dragon in Ghosts and Goblins. It's pretty easy. Oh, be careful. Alright. We're off to the next level. Yeah, it was a pretty good boss battle. Great for a first boss battle. I can understand why they put it in the beginning, because, well, its pattern is easy, and it's... as long as you have enough practice, you can figure out how to defeat that boss properly. So yeah. Mega Turrican... oh, sorry about that. Mega Turrican is, well, the most accurate representation, the most faithful representation of Turrican 3. And of course, if you didn't own an Amiga back in the day, this was the best way to experience Turrican 3. As well, the original version of Turrican 3 has only been released in Europe, as I previously mentioned. Yeah. Very fun game, and, well, it's way more forgiving than the previous two. Because, well, the difficulty is lower, but still good enough to be challenging, though. It's not too easy. As I said before, when did challenge become a bad thing? So, yeah. A great Turrican game for beginners, even though it is the third game in the series. It also has a new power-up called Rebound. Yeah, I bet Tycho named the Rebound after that power-up in Turrican. But, however, I think it could be a coincidence, though. So yeah, if you have enough money, and I highly recommend you to buy Turrican 3, Mega Turrican on the Sega Genesis, also known as the Mega Drive. It is worth the money. But, if you can't afford to buy a physical copy of Mega Turrican, then this is the way to do it. This is the best way to do it. Anyways, let's go on to the conclusion. Yeah, I'm staying up here because, well, the guards are going to do maintenance to the lower part of the Bandito headquarters. So, there you have it. Turrican Flashback is a great collection of nearly all of the Turrican games. Turrican 3 and Super Turrican 2 are omitted from this collection. I give this gaming collection a, well, this one was a hard decision for me. But I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. The second ever perfect rating. And why am I giving it that score? Well, it has some flaws. Because like I said, Turrican 3 and Super Turrican 2 are omitted from this game. But those flaws don't ruin what is great about this collection. It is great because you get to play these super expensive games and you don't have to have deep pockets while doing it. It's great for any Turrican fan. Alright, so the thing about Turrican is that, unlike Mario, Sonic the Hedgehog, and Crash Bandicoot, Turrican is not actually a viable franchise. Say, for example, something like Super Mario 3D All-Stars will appeal to kids because, well, it's Mario. And Mario's always a popular character. And of course, Sonic the Hedgehog will also appeal to people who love Sonic. Because Sonic's a really big franchise, and still is. But Turrican Flashback will only appeal to hardcore fans of Turrican, or just Turrican fans in general, and people who remember playing Turrican in their youth. And that's also one of the best things about it. It will always be available. And kids aren't going to be like, oh look, I want Turrican Flashback! Because, well, hardly any kid knows about Turrican. And like I've said, it's only for fans of Turrican and people who remember playing Turrican in their youth. It only caters to nostalgia, and that's why it makes it so great. It gives a thumbs up because of that. It's always available, and we will always buy it. And will not get sold out like popular gaming collections like Super Mario 3D All-Stars. So yeah, if you can manage to track down this game at a Best Buy or Amazon.ca or Amazon.com, and if you're like a fan of Turrican or just remember playing Turrican in their youth, then definitely pick this game up. Turrican Flashback is a must-have for any Turrican fan or just anyone who's remembered playing Turrican in their youth and fondly remembered playing Turrican on their Amigas or Super Nintendos or Sega Genesises. Yeah, support for Genesis. Yeah, a must-have for any Turrican fan, or just anyone who remembers playing Turrican in their youth. And for that reason alone, it gets the good old Bandito seal of approval. And it rightfully deserves a spot in my Switch gaming collection. It's been 25 years, almost 26 years since there has been a Turrican game, and the wait was definitely worth it. While most people are excited about Super Mario 3D World Bowser's Fury, that game with the huge, cool Bowser, and the latest Hitman game on PS5 or Xbox One X, I was most excited about Turrican coming out again. Yeah, a new Turrican game coming out. And It has been a while. It's like an eternity in the gaming world. And the wait was definitely worth it. So, this concludes our review of Turrican Flashback. A must-have game for any Turrican fan or anyone who's just fondly remember playing Turrican in their youth. If there ever is such a creature. Alright, see you later, and peace out.